You know a lot about, free agents and things of that nature. The last time you were on this show, you said look for Jadeveon Clowney to go to the Jets, potentially the Titans, but his price has to get down a bit. Now, we don't know if we're at that price being down yet. Maybe you do. Is Jadeveon Clowney, who's still on the market right now, at the point where he's willing to accept a lot less than what he was expecting? And is there a team out there that you think is going to pull the trigger on him? Because, boy, that's a guy that you would like to not only have come off your bus first, not only be in the warm-up, but he can disrupt games anytime he wants to and chooses to do so.
I still think it's the Browns. I really do. I've been on this for a while. I still think the Cleveland Browns are a team that have a ton of cap space. They have Olivier Vernon, who if they cut Olivier Vernon tomorrow, it's a $15 million cap hole.
They're going to win a Super Bowl. Browns are going to win a Super Bowl, Dix.
I mean, and remember, there's another thing about Jadeveon Clowney, too, and I think the teams that look at him feel this way about him. You want to put him with a set of guys who can be sort of force multipliers. So you're sitting there at defensive end, you're saying, hey, Myles Garrett on one end, you put Jadeveon Clowney on the other. Something's going to happen here. Like, one of these guys is going to have to get doubled. It's going to change sort of the matrix up front for offensive teams. I still think the Browns are a team that are very interested in Jadeveon Clowney, but are slow playing this process. Because, look, the bottom line is, from what I've been told, Clowney's just not in a hurry. There's nothing going on right now. And I think once facilities start to open again, and you talk about players starting to come back into the fold, he's not worried about this virtual offseason stuff. I live in Houston. Jadeveon Clowney's here training like every day. He looks like Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, he's going to be fine. He's going to step in and be ready to play right away. I think he's waiting until he knows there are no other options out there. This is what's sitting in front of him, a huge pay cut with a team like, say, the Titans. And I honestly feel like it's kind of whittled down to a huge pay cut with the Titans, or something with the Browns that is less than the $20 million he wants, but at least closer.
Isn't it interesting, though? You're talking about Jadeveon Clowney's patience. Don't some of these teams, though, they're showing a lot of patience. It's like, hey, if you think Clowney can take you over the hump, go and get him. Like, I don't understand what the entire we'll just wait it out. Is Clowney telling him, like, so you're saying, like, the Browns have made an offer to him and Clowney's like, not yet, and the Titans have made an offer to him, he's like, not yet? Or is it that they're all just kind of waiting around? Because I've always, I don't know, and I don't do the fantasy football because I think it takes a lot of time and there's not enough upside for me, and honestly, I just hate it. But I'll get into it next year. I've decided next year I'm getting into fantasy football. But I'm not a general manager of an NFL team. But if I got a guy sitting there that I'm like, hey, this guy, if he's alongside Myles Garrett and we have a good defense, and who knows if Myles Garrett's going to make it through an entire year without taking somebody's helmet off and killing him. But if you have a guy, let's go and get him. Is there any conversation about that happening, you think, behind closed doors? So sorry to interrupt. If you're a man watching this, you deserve to have long, great. And you can do that now with our friends at Roman. Right now, you go to GetRoman.com. You get $10 off and free 2-day shipping on Roman swipes, which are guaranteed to make you have longer, more fulfilling every time you get in the sack. Now let's get back to the fornicating action.
I will say about the Browns have expressed interest. It's not like all of a sudden they've closed the door and said, hey, we're no longer interested. Okay. There's been Clowney's camp's known for a while that the Browns have been interested. I don't want to get into the details of what's been talked about.
Charles! Tell us, Charles.
Listen. In what situation have you expressed interest and not talked in some element of detail? Okay, let's be real here.
Yeah, you're 100%. So, I would have got these nunchucks, though.
Listen, I'm telling you, in terms of their patience, the patience of teams, and look, you're on Clowney's schedule because Clowney's sitting here. I'll tell you what his thought process is right now.
Here we go.
Do I do a one-year deal? Okay, because I feel like I just did a one-year deal last year, essentially finishing out, the move to Seattle last year. I did a one-year deal, the prove it deal. It didn't work out. Okay, my sack numbers weren't great, the pressures weren't great. I wasn't always 100% healthy, and teams are all sitting there staring at me, going, "Hey man, when are you going to have the pop season? When are you going to have the 12, the 14, the 15 sack season? You haven't done that. we're not going to pay you like you're a 15 sack guy. You want $20 million. That's a 12 to 15 sack guy every single year. So he has that problem. He's still in a situation where he may have to sign a 1-year prove-it deal. But I think the Browns are interested in him longer term than that. And if he's going to sign a reduced deal, I'm telling you right now, that's a 1-year deal. He's not going to take some contract where someone's going to pay him, hey, $14 million a year. There's not going to be a 5-year, $14 million APY deal that he's going to sign. That's going to be a 1-year deal. He's going to go try to prove it again. But I don't think he wants to go through that process again. If he wants to sign the bigger deal, getting into the upper teens, that's going to be a team like Cleveland, which has the money and has the interest still.
BT Dub, LOL, API.